Here we are starting the week on a Wednesday because in Italy there was a holiday on Monday, so Tuesday was a little bit off. So today, Wednesday, we are going to begin our week. And I'm trying to be better. I want to act on things that I know that are gonna make me feel better in a period of confusion, also insecurity. I'm feeling also a little bit angry and snappy. I'm not feeling my best and I'm not feeling my whole self. So reading is a big part of my life, but I put it on hold for like 2 months. I was not reading at all, or I was reading for very, very little moments here and there. April and May, especially, I was really bad at it. But, reading as any other ability, because I think it is an ability, comes in waves first, and also you have to work on it. So the more you work on it, the better you get. I'm not just a reading channel because I tend to share some other parts of my life, but as a reading channel also, I'm not that kind of channel where you will see me prefer quantity over quality. It's not my thing. I want to read what I want as much as I want, and I like to talk about books and I like to share my thoughts on it. Sometimes I do a little bit of a challenge because it's good for my mind. I work like that. I'm really challenging person. I challenge myself all the time with things, but not just to prove someone or myself something and not just to read as much as I can. I don't like that. I have a goal for sure, but it's just a thing that I have to get me going. I want to work on my reading. I feel like during the summer we read more, or we read more seasonal stuff. I feel like that's a common thing and it's good, it's right. But as I am getting out on my reading slump, I thought about some things I can do to feel better, to enjoy the sun, to enjoy the good weather, and to read more while living in such a difficult period in my life. I hope you'll enjoy the video and you can get some helpful advice just for our mental clarity and our mental serenity. Those things can help you in any activity you want to do, or you want to get better at, or you just want to use these tips to have a little bit of a break during your days.
Good morning. Oh gosh, this morning is tough. I did yoga. I do yoga almost every morning for 10-15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. And then if I don't work out, if I don't run, if I don't do anything, sometimes I do longer sessions. And I also love to light some candles, some Palo Santo. I love to pick some oracle or tarot cards. It's June, and around this time I get my skin a lot more dry. Otherwise I have very oily skin, but I was more like that when I was younger, and now it's it's more dry. It's like a mix of the two. I just put some carbon cleanser because it helps me with my oily skin and also with my super visible pores that I hate. Then I put my eye cream. I just do like that. I mean, I am not good with this, so you don't have to follow my guidance. I try not to follow the guidance of anyone on social media on anything, but just my doctors and my dermatologist. I put some lip balm and then face cream. That's my skincare pretty much. If you hear strange noises, it's my refrigerator. Let's make some coffee and then we'll chat a little bit. Let's try this warm lemon, ginger, and a little bit of a salt water. I do this every morning. I act like I don't know how it tastes. It's good. It helps me drink something in the morning that it's not plain water. So the thing is that I'm not in a very good period of my life. It's been 2 years, difficult years for different reasons. Some were bad, some were really bad, some were just busy periods, and some were really good. All of them just was too much for me to handle. And from one part in particular of my life, I am still struggling. Also, the reading comes in waves. Last year, I was reading a lot more than I used to do in the previous years, but not just as good as I always did in the past when I was younger. Then this year we're in June and it started good, and then I had a complete reading block. So I told myself that I wanted to read. I don't care about quantity, I care about quality. But to gain my confidence back on reading, I made a goal for myself. And this goal was maybe too much for me because last year I read like 32, 33 books, I don't remember. So I thought it was a good idea to read 52 books like the weeks. I'm not even into 10 books, I think, this year, and it's June. And I'm slowly getting back on track, really, really slowly. And now it's almost summertime, and I thought about things that I can do, activities that I can do to read more while enjoying the summer. So I wanted to give it a try during this week and see what sticks, and doing our day-to-day mundane things. So I never eat this breakfast because I don't like it very much, but it's good for me on the days when I want to work out, and maybe I also want to run. And so it's Weetabix. If you don't know what it is, I don't know if you have it somewhere else. They are good because they contain a lot of fibers, and I soaked them in coffee. And then I put a little bit of a Greek yogurt on the top. It's like making a sort of revisited tiramisu. This is not as good as the tiramisu by any means, because I don't really like the taste of this Weetabix. I've prepared last night some cold brew. Just like half of a glass. Just do the foam. Lately, I'm just not putting makeup on for no particular reason, just because I'm lazy and I am feeling sad. But today I'm having a mental breakdown, so I'm trying my best to live through it and not just getting paralyzed by it. So I'm going to put some makeup on and trying to feel a little bit better. I refuse to do a makeup tutorial because it's not my thing, but we can chat. Don't follow any of the things that I do, because I'm not a makeup expert, but I do think that there are no rules in how you do your makeups. You can do whatever you want, so you can do whatever makes you feel good and pretty. Now I will put some concealer, just a tiny bit under my eye. I'm putting some blush here and here, like that, and just a little bit here. Lately I'm struggling with a lot of things in my life. I'm trying my best. It's really tricky not to feel sad and even angry. I feel like I'm in a trap. I feel like I'm in a cage, sometimes emotionally but also physically, because in my personal life there are some things going on, not bad things, but things that prevent me to have a little bit of a freedom. It's been quite a time like that, and I can't bear it anymore. I am feeling like I can't go on like this anymore. So it affects so many other aspects of my life, this state of mind. I used to work in publishing houses here in Italy. Things don't always go as you want to, and even though you so much effort in things you like and you're passionate about and you're good at those things, you don't always get rewarded as you deserve, and it sucks. Life sucks sometimes. I try to trick my mind and think that this is all for the better, but it's now a long time that I'm not in the place where I want to be with my life in general. There are other things that are really good, like my relationship with my boyfriend, but even there I am feeling guilt because I can't do all the things that I want to do with him because I'm trapped with other things that are limiting my personal freedom. It's not that serious. It seems like it's not something dangerous or anything else. Some highlighter. So moving on, this state of mind affects affects other things like reading. So I'm not reading so much and I'm kind of in a reading slump. The first suggestion that I give myself, and it usually works, is just to do a little bit of a reflection and think of the things you can do to feel better, of course, and then just do it. No more organization. And that's it with my makeup and my complaint about my mental deterioration. We're good.
Number one bonus tip that I have is do add to an activity you have to do. It could be work, it could be working out, and add something that helps you romanticize that activity. For example, I usually have a beverage with me and I usually prepare it by myself, and I use this tiny little thermos thing that I want to show you. It is so cute and tiny. I don't know if you can tell, I love it. Sometimes prepare an iced latte and I put it in there and I bring it with me. I otherwise prepare some lemonades. I'm a really big lemonade girl during the summer. I do with the beverage, you can do with some other stuff. You know the drill. Okay, let's get into the very first tip. When it comes to reading, and we're approaching the summer days, first thing that I like to think about is the things that I enjoy. But you can do this with everything you enjoy doing during the summer, and I think it will work. So I enjoy working on my tan. As basic as it sounds, it is like that. And while I do that on working days, for example, I like to take a break, and instead of being on the phone or doing something else, I go outside on my balcony. If you don't have one and you have a garden, go in your garden. If you don't have one, go to the nearest park, and you of course bring your book. So today we're finally picking this book up that I told you in a previous video, and I am focused just on reading, relaxing, and you also getting a break from your work day. And as adults now, we don't get anymore the summer vibes, the good ones we had when we were younger. So why not try to have it anyway, even for 30 minutes, 45 minutes per day? Because even if you work a 9-to-5 job, we have more light during the day. So at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., we can just lay in the sun and read before going home or doing anything else, just like working out. You work out to feel better, to be in shape, to live longer, and you dedicate that time of your day. So why don't you dedicate the same time for just relaxing, enjoying the good weather, and reading? Second tip is, if you don't like the sun or you don't live in a sunny weather, you can go to the park or going somewhere you like in the place where you live. Bring your beverage, bring your book, and just enjoy the quiet time and the shade, and enjoy the summer breeze in your hair, maybe by a lake, by a river. You get your beverage, you get your quiet time, you get your break from your mundane activities, and you dedicate also a little bit of time to reading. So as much as I enjoy laying in the sun, I also enjoy being al fresco. So the third tip is, why not do the same thing while the sun sets? Why not? I sat down and I thought about this things that I could do and I wasn't doing. I wasn't enjoying the good weather and I was being a sad bitch, basically. So it's the simple stuff that bring us joy, and I truly believe in that. So it's the simplest and most obvious things that we can do during our day that we more often forget about and forget how good they can be. So during the sunset, again, I drink something that I like, I bring my book outside on my balcony or wherever, and I just dedicate that time to reading and getting that summer vibe. So you don't have to do those things each and every day, but if I didn't have the time or I wasn't in the mood to lay in the sun, maybe at night I am in the mood to be in the sunset and reading and drinking something. Or I'm not in the mood or I don't have the time to relax at the sunset, but I have the time to lay in the sun during the day. And you change your schedule also, and you don't get bored doing these things in different days. First tips is just have a break. You don't want to do any of this summary stuff, or you have something else in mind based on what you like and what is your lifestyle, but have that damn break and do anything you like. Maybe you can add some reading if you're here for the reading tips to get out of your reading slump or to simply read more. The fifth tip is read some seasonal books, some short books, or some faster paced books. One, to get out of your reading slump. This is so helpful to me. And two, for getting in the vibe of the summer. You choose what you like. I'm a really big moody reader, and I try to tell people to be a moody reader, to be open to be a moody reader, and to let go and to close that book you are not in the right mindset to deal with, because otherwise you're just getting frustrated with yourself and you are just thinking, why can't I read this book? Maybe because you're not in that mental state to read that book. Maybe you will be later in another period of your life. So put that book down and pick something that you are naturally drawn to. And this could be a seasonal book, something set in some cities that reminds you of the summer. I don't know, some short book. I think this is very helpful to listen to what you are craving right now. What is the story and the emotions you are craving right now? Listen to that. I lost count of the tips, so bear with me. But the next tip is also just about reading, and it's bring your book with you anywhere you go. And if you're in the car waiting for someone or something, you just read. You don't pick up your phone, you just read. Even if it's two pages, you still managed to read, and you are working on the ability to read. So I strongly suggest that. And another tip, just for reading, but also to feel calm in your mind, because I am struggling a lot with that, as I told you, is putting all the screens down during bedtime and just do something else and read. Maybe I struggle a lot reading during my bedtime because I'm so tired and I'm not in the mood. I wish I was a night reader, but I'm not. But I want to give it a try. And the last tip, if you are like me, that you enjoy a little bit of a challenge sometimes, you can join a challenge with someone on the internet. You can join a book club. You can challenge yourself alone and you do a little bit of a challenge. I'm not a fan of challenges because, again, I am quality over quantity. So you can do it based on quality and not quantity, because challenges are often linked to quantity and doing as much as we can or doing more than we can. If we can do it anyways, we didn't enjoy the process as much. So this, I think, can apply to anything. And for reading, I think it's very wasteful, because the importance of reading is a whole other topic for me. So while I think it is important to read in our life, I also think that if you can get good things from just one reading, it's good enough. If you're not a reader, or if you are in a reading slump and you feel guilty and you feel like you want to read but you're not in the mood, maybe a little challenge can help you. If you are in a mental struggle and you are not clear in your thoughts, reading can also be like an escape word. You can enter and getting out whenever you want. It's not dangerous, it's not harmful, it's you choosing to do what makes you feel good. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy the tips, and I hope they are helpful if you wanna give it a try. I hope you're having a wonderful summer. I think you saw in the clips that I was a little bit off. I was struggling a lot in my mind. I am feeling lately like in a cage or something, mentally and emotionally. I don't know how to explain that, and those simple things ground me and make me feel a little bit better on a daily basis, and they bring me a little joy in my life while dealing with a tough period. I really hope you're having fun out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself and have fun and have a break.